guys, it's Kendra here. So today I'm going to be filming a foundation review for you guys. And a few videos ago in our Sephora VIB haul and our April favorites, I mentioned this foundation. This is the Laura Mercier Smooth Finish Flawless Fluid Foundation. And you guys asked me to do a review and demo on it, so I'm going to be doing that today. And even though I briefly mentioned it in the April favorites video, you guys still wanted to see this video, so I'm going to be doing it for you guys today. And I'm going to stop rambling in this intro and get right into the review. Okay, so first I'm just going to read the overview in my phone. I'm just going to go on Sephora's website and read what the foundation is supposed to claim to do, and then I'll just go from there. Okay, so on Sephora's website they have a description of what it is and what it does, so I'm going to read each one off to you guys. So what it is a long wear oil-free foundation that magically blurs the line between real skin and makeup. What it does, this revolutionary bi-phase two-part formula is designed to deliver the most natural looking color and lightweight coverage. Brilliant color true pigments rest at the bottom of the foundation while reflective waters, Hydro Brilliant technology float to the top. Vigorously shake the package before each use to ensure that the pigments blend with the reflective waters to apply fresh face color every time. Okay, so that was a quick summary of the description and what it claims to do and all that stuff. So for me, first of all, I want to start with the packaging. I have a love-hate relationship with this packaging. First of all, I love that it's like in a squeeze kind of bottle. Even though I do love a foundation with a pump, I do like that this is really good for travel, because sometimes when you have a bottle with like this, the pump, and it lays to the side, sometimes all the foundation can like lay to the side and you can't really get the product out once you like turn it back this way. I hope that makes sense. But for this, I do like that you can just toss it in your makeup bag and just, you know, shake it and apply the foundation wherever you are. So I do like that, but the only thing is with this part, like the tip applicator, like all around here gets a little bit messy once you start to squeeze the foundation out. And no matter how much like you try to clean around it, it still stays like a little bit dirty. So there's like a little bit of foundation in here. I guess that's just me being OCD and just wanting everything to look neat all the time. So I really wish that this would be like a little less messy like for the tip applicator, but I do like that it's a squeezed bottle. So yeah, the packaging, I like it, but then I don't like it. So there's like a pro and a con to it. On the website, it doesn't really say that it's for all skin types, but I would recommend it for all skin types if you just, you know, moisturize really good beforehand, because this does dry matte. So if you're someone who likes a mattifying foundation, this is really good, because I love matte drying foundation. I don't really like the dewy look. If you guys don't know, I only like the glow on my cheekbones. As you can see, I don't like the all over dewy. It just never works for me, because when I walk outside, my makeup doesn't last and it just melts off my face because my skin is so oily. But I do recommend this for all skin types. Like I said, just moisturize beforehand. If you're someone who loves a mattifying finish, this is for you. Also, the consistency, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you ever go into Sephora, just shake it and you're gonna hear like the liquidy watery like sound. Is super lightweight, and that's like one of the best parts about this to me. If you're someone who doesn't like a super heavy cakey feeling foundation, this does not do that. It's really lightweight on the skin, but it still gives you like that flawless, you know, coverage, that flawless finish. This does say smooth finish flawless. It does give that smooth appearance. Like, I just love the way it makes my skin look. It's really airbrushed, but at the same time it just looks wearable, like your own skin, but like your skin like perfected, if that makes sense. For the coverage, this is very buildable coverage. I would not consider this full coverage. I would say it's medium to full coverage, so you can build it up to full coverage. And that's also what I do like about it. It's very versatile. So if you're someone who, you know, goes to school, work every day, and you don't want, like I said earlier, that super heavy look, you can just apply one layer and you can like still see your skin peek through if you like that look. I'm someone who likes a really full coverage like foundation kind of, you know, look. So I like to do 2 layers and it still feels really thin. It doesn't feel heavy, and it still looks nice and airbrushed. As far as the lasting power for this, I'm not sure how long it lasts without a primer. I feel like my foundation lasts a whole lot longer when I apply a primer first, so I would recommend that also because of the longevity. But this in particular, I haven't worn it like longer than like 7 hours, honestly. Like, I don't know how long this lasts, like past 7-8 hours, but that's still a real long time for any foundation in my opinion. So the longevity is really good. It doesn't like melt off your face or anything like that. It stays put. And I also think that's because it dries matte, so that also helps with the staying power, because I know some dewy foundations tend to move around on some people's skin, especially if you have oily skin like mine. But since this dries matte, it does have a really good staying power. For the colors, they do have a wide range of colors, but for me personally, I feel like a lot of the colors are very like warm. Like they have some cool, but they have more warm than cool undertones. So if you're someone who is looking for like a cool foundation, you might have to mix it. And I personally hate mixing foundations. Like when you really want to try something, a lot of people just buy two and mix their color. I just try to find what's closest to my skin tone and just, you know, try to balance it out with a powder or something like that, because I don't really like buying two foundations at once because I feel like it's so expensive. And that's one of the cons about this. It has a lot of pros, but the con for me is the price. This foundation is $48, I know, but for me personally, I feel like it's worth it because it's such a well-rounded foundation. This could be that go-to foundation for you to wear like for your everyday use, because it gives you that flawless look, but it gives you the feel of a natural foundation. So it kind of has like all the things that you want in one foundation, so you don't have to like switch it up during the week if you're someone who likes to stick to one. I still feel like this is worth it because they do have a wide range. They're just a lot more warm colors than cool colors in my opinion. I'm in the color Nutmeg, and it's a little bit like on the orangey side for me, but as you can see here, when I apply powder, everything just kind of just blends together, and that's what always works for me. If I find that a foundation is really close to my skin tone and I can get it as close as possible, I like to kind of balance it out with a powder. You can do a lot of things with a powder when your foundation doesn't match exactly, because a powder just kind of blends everything together and kind of sits on top of the foundation, so it kind of creates its own kind of color. So how I apply this how I do all my foundations, with a brush. I'm not a beauty blender kind of girl. I don't know, I just like the brush better. That's my personal preference, but if you do like the beauty blender, you can use that. But in the demo, I use this Makeup Geek brush. This is the foundation stippling brush, and you guys know I love like a flat top kabuki foundation brush that's really dense, and this is really dense, and I just absolutely love this foundation brush. It's dirty, really dirty, because I used it today, and I just, like you guys have seen me do plenty of many times, I like to buff it into the skin, and that just gets the best coverage. If you guys are wondering how to get the best coverage out of any foundation, not just this one, for me, the buffing method is really good. If you just kind of buff it into the skin and then you want to blend it out at the end, I always do that. It's been working for me for years, and that's how my foundation turns out the most flawless. And in the demo, that's exactly how I applied it. This stuff covers up all your imperfections. Even though it is medium to full coverage, you barely need any more after you apply the first layer. If you're extra like me, and if you're going to be somewhere for a long period of time, I would recommend like applying like a second layer, but it still feels like super thin regardless. I feel like no matter how much of this you apply, it still feels really lightweight and not cakey. And that's like the best thing about this foundation. Also, like the directions say, you want to shake this before you use it. Like, that's one of the main things you have to do before you use this. It does say shake well on the bottle, so you really want to shake it because it just mixes all the ingredients together and it gives you the best formulation, because this is meant to be like shaken, because you can tell sometimes when you squeeze it, if you don't shake it, there's like a separation in like the formula of the foundation. So you want to make sure you shake it really well. And I think that's it as far as the review. I don't think I have anything else to add. I hope I didn't forget anything, but you guys knew that I really liked this foundation before this review and demo, because like I said, I mentioned it in the April favors video how much I loved it, but I did want to do something more in depth for you guys, more in detail. So that's why I wanted to do this, and you guys requested it, so yeah. And I highly recommend that you go to Sephora and try this. And if you haven't tried any of the Laura Mercier foundations like at all, because I know she has like obviously more than this foundation, but I would highly recommend trying this one first. This is a really good one to try first. So if you're someone who's looking for a new high-end foundation, I highly recommend this, and I think you should get it. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars only because of the price. I'm gonna be honest, it's $48 and ain't nobody trying to pay that all the time. But if you don't have any high-end foundations, this is a really good first one to try. So yeah, that completes this review and demo. You guys let me know in the comments below if you have tried this foundation before, and if you have dry skin, oily skin, like your thoughts, how it works for your skin type, because I'm oily and I love it obviously. So let me know if you guys like this foundation, if you tried it before, and if you haven't, if you're gonna go check it out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.